Rookie move.
Rookie move.
Rook.
I was gonna ask for a beer, but I guess you don't have any, do you?
Beers are off the table.
Come on, just one.
He has a vending machine.
I gotta call the wine butler, but I should have 28 bottles of wine.
Really?
Why
are you talking to them?
Man, we pay like $25 a month. I'm pretty sure.
I told you guys that beers are no longer included in the price.
Whatever. I should have brought my own.
No, you can go grab one if you want. There's like plenty in the fridge. So grab a Pabst. But hurry.
Why didn't you put the mic on?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I did that one of the other pods, but it was silent. Like I put it out there, but it was like.
No, not in there. In the upstairs. In the wine cooler.
I feel like I have to poop.
Don't poo. We're already recording.
You're getting a call
Hold
on
it for
your
an hour.
LG.
Good thing.
Hello?
Did you buy that? Or
That was my first phone.
I can't believe you had it for that long.
Dude, if I was like 6'4", I would have smashed my head on the top of your.
I know.
Your top of your bulkhead, like.
I know.
Like so
David literally did.
There's so many times where I've ran down your. So many times I've ran down your stairs where like, it's just like, phew, I'm just like, holy! If I was 6'4", I would just like bash my.
This
head.
house is not built for tall mans. At
Your
all.
basement has high ceilings, which make no sense.
Not really.
Normal.
What do you mean?
Manlit ceilings.
Very normal.
Very normal.
Very normal.
It's average. It's average. It's average.
It's
It's
average.
average. It's average. It's
Are
average.
we live?
We've been live.
We're live.
So are you gonna introduce us?
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog. Today I'm here with
One by symbolizing the finger in my asshole. That's me.
The least interesting person out of the group of 7. Holy shit, we're at 35.
How have we made
No, 35.
that many hours of?
Welcome back to episode 35 of the Shitpost HQ podcast. That is a good question. How the fuck have we filmed almost 36 hours of nothing? We've said nothing of substance.
No.
In 36 hours of hanging out and talking, not one thing will help propel humanity into the next level.
No, I think they'll use this footage to teach future generations.
How not to be. I was actually thinking about that because I was thinking, okay, so we're all uploading all this content to the internet, correct? And I thought back to the very first content creators,
Joe
which
Rogan.
would have been Joe Rogan and his cave paintings. And I thought back, well, okay, primordial Zoop beings used to do cave paintings, right? And now we study those. So in theory, if humanity advances to the point, because we've studied all the cave paintings we've found, correct? So theoretically, if humanity or some kind of alien race with some superior intelligence comes to Earth and wants to study it, they will inevitably, because their processing power will be so much higher, this podcast will eventually end up in some kind of data stream, and some data forms gonna be like, okay, it turns out that the average male of age 23 to 28 is fucking just so stupid, so goddamn dumb, and that's what they're gonna.
They're gonna find this podcast and they're gonna be like, bury it. We can't let this knowledge out. It's too powerful. We can't have our future generations being watching this shit. It's too powerful.
It is.
It's
Oh,
far
wait.
too powerful.
What should we do if we get not if? That's a terrible way to think of things. When we make it to episode 100, because we already talked about all of these specials we're gonna do that we're still going to do. But what's the absolute? Should we just do shrooms on the podcast? Come on, I will do a 3-hour. We'll fucking connect to the TV and we'll
be
just
silence and just.
no. Close your eyes. What do you see? Demons, demons.
I think if we do a 4-gram microdose, we'll be okay. Like it should be fine.
A 4-gram microdose.
No, we just sacrifice humans.
Oh, we do. Didn't you see what I just sent in the chat?
What?
Just a guy posted on r/drugs something like,
Oh, yeah.
Anybody ever tried a full dose DMT salvia while peaking on MDMA?
Like That's chasing the dragon. Holy, if I've ever
He
seen.
makes a good point though, but it's funny because he's just talking about like recreational shit. I feel like he's not thinking hard enough. He's got to be like peaking on heroin and DMT and Molly.
Yeah.
The real stuff.
The real stuff.
Rocks.
Yeah.
He definitely like enjoys all three separately, but it's just like trying to make sure he can get some reaffirmation that like taking all three at the same time, he won't die.
Yeah.
They're just all so different drugs. That seems wild to me. One lasts hours, dance drug. One lasts 10, 15 minutes. And Salvia's like, what, 5, 10 minutes?
You ever see those charts where they say like what's good with each other and
Yeah.
what complements each other? I like how weed's always like perfectly
Yeah,
fine with
complements
everything.
everything.
Like complements everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Weed and shrooms, good. Weed
Yeah,
and
there's
them,
like
good.
anything. And I'm pretty sure I've done weed with everything.
It's
Weed and
I
heroin.
never don't smoke when I take shrooms.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Always,
think
like, at some
always,
point.
someone always
What?
suggests it and they're like, it feels good, and then you
What?
do
No,
it.
no,
and
it
it's
does.
good.
Weed and shrooms?
Yeah.
I've never.
Oh, dude, this is the
Yeah,
best.
it's way better.
It's like it's the best compliment. It's like
Yeah,
having
you
a-
ride the come down with weed. I think.
Yeah,
right?
not even you don't have to ride the come down.
come
yeah.
up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
yeah.
ride the
It's like you're riding and you're just like enhancing the ride. It's like
The shrooms give you like nausea, and then all of a sudden you've got all these like anxious thoughts coming in, but then the weed's just like, relax, buddy, you're good.
really
Yeah, and
for me like
then it all hits.
when I'm on shrooms and I'm like riding the waves. It's just like sometimes I'll just smoke a joint in between that, and it's just like it feels like it's just like amplifying the wave.
See, when I start getting nausea when I do shrooms, I just start opening up my toes, getting my needle and injecting the heroin between the toes so that nobody can know. And that, honestly, for me, just for me, I don't know about anyone else, but that quells the nausea of the shrooms.
Have you had a bad experience? Have you had anyone had a bad moment on shrooms? I can tell you mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure.
When we went to that camping trip.
Another drug podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. When we went on that camping trip we do not
Yeah.
condone the use of
So here's the thing.
drugs. These are all.
If you want to try something, try something. I'm not your fucking mother. I'm not your father. But
I might be your father. I don't.
but
I hope not.
just don't be a fucking idiot. That's the,
Yeah.
that's
Don't be
the general
stupid
rule.
about it.
Don't be a fucking idiot. Don't be
So-
an idiot with anything.
when
Do
I was
research.
when I was in Killarney and we all took shrooms. Buddy there made it like we were breaking out some like snacks and this and that, and then the one bag of snacks was dried apricots. Yeah, dried apricots. I remember I just had one, and it was so bad. It was such a bad apricot that it was like it was bothering my high. The taste couldn't get out of my mouth for like 30 minutes, and I was just like.
Just upset.
Like for like at least what felt like 5 hours, which was probably only like 5 minutes, but it was just like this is not what I wanted. I'm having a bad time. And then everything was just going bad. And then bad feelings were coming, and I'm like I'm just like looking at everything. I'm like, oh, this is like. And that's what one bad apricot will fucking do to your hide. Don't fucking take an apricot.
I had a similar story, except mine didn't ruin the trip. It just kind of for a
Okay,
moment, and then it turned around on a dime as soon as things changed.
I'm not saying it completely made the experience like that was a great high. It was just in that short period of time. It was just like an awful experience where
real
it just
shit.
like where I was just like fucking apricot ruined this shit. And then once I don't know, the taste and the texture disappeared from my thought, I was just like, okay, I'm back on the train.
Mine was the time. None of the guys are here who were there. I think it was maybe Graham, Ruslan, and Matt. We were all up at my at like Goddard, and we went to the beach at night, had a fire, sat by the beach, went in the water. We were tripping, looking up the stars, and then we decided to walk home. And I guess I had a backpack, and there was a banana in like a mesh side pocket. And I guess maybe it was sitting on the ground on the beach, kind of close enough to the fire to like melt almost. And I remember like, I don't know, just as we're leaving and walking away, I grab it without even looking, peel the top and take a bite into it. And then I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Graham, like shine your light right here. And it was like black and like mush, like literally it was like, it had turned into black liquid somehow. Maybe it was so close to the fire. Maybe there was sand all over it. It was disgusting. Like Graham had this look on his face like, ugh, what the fuck? And then I just kind of was like, ugh, and like spit it all out.
That's fucking
Then we kept walking and I forgot about it. But yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't think I've ever have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You can tell?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was your first
Are you too
schizophrenic episode?
I
embarrassed?
think I don't know. I think
You don't want your boss to hear, right? He's probably.
I don't want my boss to
The
find
boss
out.
is watching. You don't want him to hear.
Me and a buddy, I don't know how old we were. We were in high school, but we had like a half ounce of shrooms,
What?
and we're like,
You trying to get more slack, or you just playing around?
I'm listening.
No, 'cause I can see you, and he's just
So
going like this
fidgety.
with the cable. But if you want, I can help you. You know, I can-
No.
That's what you're trying-
No, I'm
Sorry.
ADHD Bruno.
Yeah, continue.
um,
Yeah, because pause. Didn't want that whole like
Sorry.
Bruno's not paying attention. Bruno's fidgeting. You look uninterested. You look like you don't want to be here. No, I just have ADHD like a motherfucker, and I'm just trying to fucking fidget while I listen. But continue. Sorry for interrupting. Your ounce of heroin.
Yeah.
yeah, no, the story's ruined now. You interrupted. I think we had maybe like I think we had bought an ounce of shrooms, and then we dished them out, whoever we were giving them to, and then we had like we did some whatever, and then I think a week later, my buddy's like, "Oh, we still have these shrooms," and I was like, "You just want to like pop them?" And he's like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." And I think we did like 7. It was probably like 6.5, 7 G's, and then we decided to go for a walk. We did, and I don't know, within an hour, start feeling. He lives in like a nice wooded area, like with a lot of nice houses. So I think we went for a walk, and then we ended up at my old elementary school. We laid down under this tree, and it was nice and sunny. And then like the weather just got real shitty. Like there was like overcast within like 10 minutes, overcast, and it just all the sun gone. And then it just with the sun leaving, it sucked all the goodness out of me. And then just the bad thoughts started coming, and I just got up. And I was like, I gotta go. And he's like, huh? Well, what? He's like, why do you have to go? And I was like, I just gotta go, man. I gotta go. I'll see you later. And he's like, what? Oh, no. He's like, you don't leave me here? And at the time, that was closer to my house. Like it was like maybe a 5-minute walk. His place was like 30-minute walk. So I left him there. I went home, and it was like, oh, by the way, this is like after school. Like it's like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Jesus.
And I just went home. I think my mom was home, and I just like, and she's like, go upstairs, go into my room. I lay down for like the next 6 hours, lights off, thinking about what a piece of shit I am, all this bad stuff. I think then like dinner time came around, looked at myself in the mirror for an hour.
Holy fuck. You did the mirror thing?
I did the mirror thing.
I never look in the mirror.
And then I heard like my family was over. Like there was like my grandmother and my brother, and they're all talking about some accomplishment that he had made. And it just made me feel good. And this was a Friday, I think that's why. Because then I went out to a party afterwards too. And I was still like just coming down, and then I started drinking, and I came back up. And then, but yeah, it was just, that's probably the worst I've ever felt.
Now, kids, that's a perfect story of what not to do.
Yeah,
Not
that's
to
it.
do, yeah.
Take 7 grams. You don't even know what you're doing, where you're going. The weather turns. Then all of a sudden, you and your buddy separate. You go home when your parents' house. Sit in your room, look in the mirror for an hour. Those are all things that would be like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, don't do that.
When I used to work at Sobeys, and there was a guy. This was 2 years after that bad trip, and there was this guy I used to work at Sobeys with, and we used to talk. We became pretty good friends after a while, and then we used to talk about like doing drugs and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, what have you done?" I was like, "Oh, only shrooms." He's like, I want to try shrooms so bad. So I'm coaching him for like the last 3 weeks. I'm coaching him on like what to do. Every time I'd see him, I'd be like, what are you doing? Are you going to do something? He's like, yeah, I think like 2 weekends, 1 weekend. Yeah, this is the weekend. I picked him up, and I was like, okay, like, how are you going to do it? He tells me, he's like, I'm going to make a tea. He bought like 11 grams. I think he had 11 grams. Next day I was working. He wasn't. He was going to do them. And I text him, I'm like, dude, did you do it? And he's like, yeah, I made the tea. I'm drinking it. I'm playing a video game right now. An hour later, I'm like, dude, how's it going? He's like, dude, the cup is changing shapes right now. And I'm only like halfway through. And he steeped 14 grams or 11 grams or whatever.
For
it was
himself?
into it. Yeah, like into a coffee mug. And
You didn't advise him.
I
"Hey,
told
maybe
him.
don't do
I told him. I was like, "This is a very bad idea." Full disclosure. I told him, Jake. I told him this was a bad idea.
double. That's like death.
But he said he's like I'm reading all these Reddit forums and it's so amazing, and he ends up like texting me like 2 hour and a half goes by, 2 hours. I was like, dude, are you okay? He texts me just blah, 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 just a bunch of blogs, and he's like, I can't see in an ambulance. And I'm like, what?
No way.
Next day, he tells me, he comes into work and he's like, yeah, man, I ended up in an ambulance. My parents came home unexpectedly from the weekend, and I ended up in an ambulance at the at the hospital.
What?
And they just put an IV in his arm and stuff.
Oh fuck, really? He probably had like a really like negative, like he was tripping hard, eh?
First time doing any sort of drug. I don't
Yeah.
even think he smoked weed. And he just like goes full tilt,
That's insane.
shotgun in the mouth, going.
That's a lot. Probably
You know?
just dehydrated to shit.
Probably could have been too.
No energy, right? They give you like a liquid IV.
It was bad.
There's really nothing they can do. They
Yeah.
just
They just
they know that like he did a high dosage. They know that nothing bad's gonna happen. It's just like they just have to wait it through, right?
Well, yeah, they just keep feeding you water, I guess, because that's
Yeah.
the only way. You just
Yeah.
piss it out.
And then hopefully you don't develop a psychosis or you become schizophrenic. And you're,
What?
That is scary shit, like drug-induced psychosis.
Yeah.
Like seeing that happen to people. And I guess like inherently. So here's the question: we've all done it. Are we still at risk? Like in theory, if we just took a crazy high amount of a crazy high dosage, could we like get it?
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, fine.
I mean, maybe that, but why would you ever take?
Yeah, no,
11, 14
I don't think I'd ever
grams.
do more than 4 again. Like,
I wonder what gave him the
Five
confidence.
is great.
I wanna know what gave
Would
him
you
the
ever go
confidence.
that high?
What?
Yeah, what gave him that confidence to do
Did
that?
he ever say?
he was reading these forums like the r/whatever psych substance are like watching all these psych
Substance taught me how to do shrooms.
Funny,
Taught
I
me
just
how to-
watched one of his videos today.
I used to watch this stuff all the time.
I used to watch his stuff all the time, and I watched one of his videos today, and he was like hitting. I don't know how old the video was, but he was hitting like a DMT dab pen, and I don't know. He said the instructions on the. He was reading the instruction and said, take 2 for a mild high. Take 2 10-second long hits off the pen and hold them for as long as you can. And he goes 2 10-second long hits off the pen. Think about a weed pen and try taking a 10-second long hit off
Yeah.
a weed
You're
pen.
getting fucking pretty high.
And he goes, I'm going to get so fucked. He's like, I'm going to start with 1 5-second and see where that goes. So he does it. And he said after the 1, he was like vibrating and he was like started to feel it. He could taste the DMT. He's like, and then he kind of fell into it. I think he did maybe like 2 more. But like, I guess he said it were DMT pen.
Should we buy a DMT? Should we buy a
I don't
DMT
know
dab
that.
pen?
I was curious. It did pique my interest.
Where does one buy a DMT dab pen? Because
Online?
all the other sites that I know of don't sell
Really?
DMT. No. Mr. Bezos,
No, there's got to be somewhere that you can.
Amazon, Black Amazon, the black market of Amazon.
There's got to be like a legitimate site. where you just pay-
Amazon, it's not what you think. Black Amazon is not. It's not the black market Amazon. It's just the black Amazon.
Black Amazon. No, that's fucked. That's petrifying to be honest.
Yeah, it's always piqued my interest. Low dosage DMT.
No, I want like trip balls. I want to talk.
No, I don't want the rocket ship. I
Do mushrooms first.
Try
high
Salvia.
dose.
Try Salvia first.
Oh,
man.
fuck Salvia. Salvia.
don't know. I have yet to meet a soul who's just like, I had the best salvia high ever. Like literally, I've never met anybody.
It's okay. Just leave it there.
He's having Salvia flashbacks.
Bubbling up, bubbling over.
I'm bubbling.
bubbling.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Because I've heard that like people microdose. Like I thought DMT for the longest time was like kind of like 0 to 100. Like that's all it is. Like everyone who's explained DMT was always just like rocket ship, crazy high, blah blah blah, this and that. And then I remember I went on to like those like subreddits, and there was people that were like microdosing DMT. I'm like, well, you
Really?
can actually microdose it. I thought it was just like a one-way trip to high. I didn't know you could like microdose it,
I didn't know that.
but apparently you can.
Like maybe you could. Same with Salvia, you might be able to. Like just put a pinch. Put a
Yeah.
That
pinch.
sounds awful.
Just be slightly tweaking all the time, every day.
Okay. Like,
just fucking.
what
fucked
about
up.
what about Salvia that I have not already described? Sounds different than DMT.
It sounds like So from what I understand, DMT is like Salvia is just anything. It just sounds like you just hit randomize in your brain.
Yeah.
Whereas DMT is like more of a communal experience.
Like there's like life lessons to be learned. People always, you know, people positively always return into DMT, and many people do it. And then Salvia, there's like nobody really does it, and there's no like research really as to what it's kind of doing to you.
Like I could do DMT and you could do DMT, and I guarantee that if we speak about our experiences, there would be communal aspects. I could do fucking Salvia and I could be in fucking Paul Walker Supra heading towards a fucking cliff, or I could be like in Toon World and Toon Summon Skull's about to bust in my face. Like, you don't know what's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
I think it's the same. I think you're gonna have a hallucinogenic experience where you enter like a different realm, different plane of existence, and then it's honestly, whenever I've heard DMT trips and Salvia trips, it's the same. You get transported to somewhere else. That's what DMT does. Like what? DMT, you close your eyes and you're in another dimension.
Yeah, but everyone talks about their highs very similar. Like every time I hear people talking about their DMT highs, they're always sound so similar, which is always a scary thing with me, because it's just like, how are you guys all having the exact same kind of like introspective trip? Like, because you're not having like it's not like you're still in this like, it's not like you're in like this still like in this room and you guys are all just experiencing different things in this room. It's like the way they explain a DMT trip is like they just fucking blank out, go into like some other state, and then come back, and it's just like. And but their experience is always so similar. There's always so many like, oh, like, and then I felt this, and then be like, yeah, and then I saw this. I'm like, I saw like the same thing, and then it's just like, how's it all so freaking similar? It's always the trippy part.
Because as different as our lives are, we're all the same.
Yeah, we're all fucking idiots. Every last one of us.
You little guy.
And I've also never seen a YouTube video called "Guy Does DMT, Jumps Out the Window, Breaks Glass, and Runs Away." So.
Wait, people have done that right off acid? Just leave it there so I
Salvia.
can see it.
Talk about the Salvia one.
What? Some guy jumped off a building with Salvia?
No, not off a building. He's on like the first floor, and he just stands up. I was like, and then he just dives out, smashes a window like
That's been taken
dives
down
out a window.
What? The video
Yeah.
doesn't exist. Yeah.
No
I
way.
thought that was
blinds and shit.
so I heard that story, but I thought it was shrooms. I remember hearing something like that where someone was like super
I'm
high.
sure there's many stories.
There was someone who was super high on shrooms, and then they tripped out and they like fell out a window.
All right.
I'm talking about like a specific Salvia YouTube clip. They're like on the first floor.
I
so
know
he's
which one.
not-
I've
not
seen the one.
Dead. He
It's
just
like in his living
dove out a
room.
window. Yeah, it's
And
like
his
this-
girlfriend's with him.
Yeah, there's like a girl
Yeah.
there, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
And it's in like this kind of grungy, like
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
like
grungy
like
little apartment.
like rough neighborhood. And then she's, I think she was trip sitting him, or no, she was high too.
Fuck.
She was high on something too.
Marcus, pull it
Can I
up.
find it?
Marcus,
It
can you pull
doesn't
it up?
exist anymore. Trust me.
Marcus,
And then there was another one with a guy sitting on his front porch. Ever seen that one?
What does he do?
Classics. Oh, he's just on his front porch and he like falls through the porch. And then his dad's upstairs and his dad comes outside. He's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" And then he's like on the ground. And then the other guy's like, "Oh, sir, we decided to do drugs." And he's like, "What the? Get him up." And he's like, he's just so fucked.
okay, I have this
It
cool.
reverts you back 20 years.
I shouldn't be like talking because I feel like this is like backstage talk, but you really got to get like Chromecast on this thing.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Get,
We have to get a new TV anyway.
no.
This thing's fucky.
No, you got to get the 3 to an HDMI.
Oh my God, you found it.
HDMI to the Chromecast.
It's on YouTube. I googled it.
Oh, they're taking Salvia out of a
Okay, so they
bong.
both took it.
Hers was so mild.
Oh, that guy.
So the uncontrollable laughter is very
Yeah.
common. And then he starts freaking out.
Yeah, because he's seeing jellyfish climbing up his body. Oh, fuck the chair. Fuck the window. Yo, that's an easy window to break, eh? Holy. I like how the girlfriend has no idea.
She's tweaking too.
Like that's insane though. Like you
That's fucked
So
up.
that's what happens. That's what happens when crazy people do drugs. Everyone gets scared when they see that, but it's
Yo.
you won't lose that. Are you in control right now? Do you feel you're in control?
I'm always on the
Yeah,
verge.
but I didn't hit that much
all your
salvia
body's
earlier.
If you rip,
faculties?
yeah, well, if you're ripping salvia out of a bong toke, like out of a bong, like
That's how I always thought.
Brother,
you
that's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
maybe like a
Matt
pipe,
did
maybe
it.
like a pipe or something to like a fucking bong, like brewing it up.
Matt
Well,
hit it
a
out of a
bong is
I think.
it's just a water pipe.
This guy,
Is there any other videos like that?
tons.
No, like from your childhood growing up, what are some of the classic like shock videos that you saw that are like ingrained into your fucking vision? Because there's one video that I saw. Fuck, this was like 2006 on some God knows what site, probably E-Bombs World, and it was this skater who tried to clear a ledge, and then he like misses the gap, and it was like a fucking like 160p foot like quality, and then he like cracks his skull and there's blood everywhere, and then the next scene is like him like this and it's like a piece of brain in his hand, and he's like, the guy's like, oh yo, he's like, yo, that's his brain, but it was like fake. But as a kid seeing that in like the sixth grade, I was like showing all my friends, I was like, yo, this guy fucking cracked his skull and he's holding his brain. And then I watched it years later and I'm like, it's pretty good, but it's like fucking fake as shit.
That'd be a good video.
I feel like if we're gonna go over these, we need the king here. We need
Matt Labuda.
Matt Labuda, the king.
Oh my
of-
God.
The king of gore.
Fuck
Gore
that.
clip.
I literally,
Sword King.
you know, the best part is I always tell Matt, I'm like, Matt, you just love watching this shit. He's like,
No.
He's like, nah, bro. I just like see it just pops up on my feed and then I send it. It's not even, those are not even that bad. As he's sending us like our watch people die clips like every fucking day. And it's like at 11 o'clock at night. I'll see Matt Labuda sent a message in the chat. And then it's always a Reddit link to like it's like 2 people get smoked by a car in Poland. And it's just like, yo, this is so fucked. I'm like, why are you sending this to us every fucking single day? But he doesn't send it to us. Dude, it's nothing bad.
Yeah, it's chill.
It's chill, bro. It's always chill. The ones that always fuck me up the most are the workout ones.
I know I don't watch those. I do not
every-
watch
every-
a workout
Like
failure.
rotator cuff snaps.
No, it's always the fucking
The legs
squat.
bending
It's always the
backwards,
squat.
yeah.
It's always the squat rack. It's always the squat rack or the fucking leg press. It's like you fuck.
Yeah.
The second I see the video and it's like a squat rack and I see
No.
I see someone who looks like they're like 180 and it's like 5 plates on each side and it's like watch what happens. I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna
Legs.
watch. Well, yeah, they're like either they're like
go backwards.
Their kneecap will pop back.
I saw 2 good ones like that recently.
They're not good. I don't watch that shit.
The guy, I don't know, he's got a lot of weight and his legs just go
Yeah.
this way. Just random angles like that. They just completely flatten. And then the other one was a girl, and I think she had it behind her back. And when she does it, goes all the way up, comes all the way back down, and then starts to like teeter. And as she falls, somehow the bar gets stuck on her ponytail.
Yeah.
A very long braided ponytail. And then the bar hits the ground faster than she does, and it goes like whips her head back. Just real hard and real fast.
The one that I also never watch is I never watch arm wrestling videos. Because I hate seeing people's like arms snap at the fucking like.
If it's like,
grease.
I don't mind the arm wrestling videos, but like the thing is like all these videos are cool until it's like the like watch what happens or this is fucked and you see and you just like know what's gonna happen.
I'm not gonna
like break their wrist, their bone snaps out or shoulder pops out. Like it's just like
It's just cringe,
it's too
man.
real.
It's too It's
Right? Like it's weird. If I see a video and someone gets smoked by a car and they die and like they're like ragdolled fucking like 12 feet into the air, it's like more like I can like watch that, but when it's like a gym accident or something like that where it's like way too real and way too personable, like it's just like no, I fuck that.
Meanwhile, my dad's like, where you're playing GTA 5 and your dad's like, that game's way too real. It's gonna make you do some fucked up shit. You shouldn't be watching that. Meanwhile, Matt Labuda's sending us the most fucked up videos,
Fucked up, depraved
real
shit.
videos on the. These videos exist online, or even the ones of. Man, like the one I think we talked about it on the pod before, but it was like the one where the Ukrainian guy. And
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like,
that's-
knifing the shit out of that Russian guy.
Yeah.
No, was
Wait,
it who?
Transition.
Back to what the fuck?
Decision.
He's gonna do it.
It doesn't
We all do
fucking
it.
matter.
Let's get a unanimous one.
What are you talking about?
3, 2, 1.
Zishin. Who the hell's fuck you?
Vetoed.
I hope that's the best transition ever. No, going back to that, was it? I don't want to go into these topics because they're just not pleasant.
They're not pleasant. at
But
all.
like, I think
It's
I
what
don't
the
know.
people want.
I don't know if it's what I don't know if you sent it, Patrick, or
Developing
what.
a real fan base.
But was it the
here.
one big ass dude who got in a fight with somebody and he didn't know he had a knife and he like stabbed him like
oh yeah, I actually sent that one. That was just
he stabbed him like
yeah,
3
yeah.
times or whatever. But like you could slowly see the guy dying and grabbing his throat.
Yeah, that
or
was just too real.
But I don't know. I forget if the big ass dude was the instigator.
I don't know. I don't know if it ever got determined who was or was not the instigator.
Because I think I forget. I think he like the little guy was like pissing him off, and he told him to fuck off, and then he kind of backed up, and I think he said something, and then he went back to him, and then he pulled that knife out of nowhere. But then when I found out, like usually when I see those videos or those videos get posted, it's usually like the guy lived, and then when I found out that guy didn't live, I was like.
Dude, you could see dying.
Yeah. Well, he like you could see the panic in his face and like his body language. It was like, yeah, too real, too fucked.
I feel like to a certain extent, all of these are educational. Watch
Yo,
a
the
video
UK's
like
got it.
this, and then I go, don't do that.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Guys,
Don't
and
do that.
don't charge it.
Or just always like think in the back of my mind, avoid that, avoid that.
It's weird because like the States has a gun problem, but then in the UK they got like a
Shanking
crazy knife problem. Like even when Calvin was living in Wales, like I remember he said like someone like when he was working at the bars or the pub because he was a server at a pub, like there was always cases of like knife incidents around that, like late at night too, like someone would get stabbed or this or that. I'm like, it's like that's the thing, like, and because like UK is such like they got such like I feel like it's known for its let's take a piss.
Oh, he's just digging around.
UK is so known for like their fucking pub brawls and fights and shit like that. And like, I'm fucking out of nowhere, someone brings out a knife. You never expect that, or you expect a knife to come out of nowhere.
I just saw one yesterday. I
The
think.
two girls?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was just going to mention that.
Was it Irish or Scottish? She's like, she's leaking her. She's leaking her. You can't even see the blade in her hand, but she's just kind of hitting her face, and then all of a sudden you see the girl's bleeding everywhere. In her face. Who stabs
but
somebody
the
in
fucked
face?
up part too is like, because all the comments were saying, why did no one
Intervene
or stop it? Because the
Throw
girl
a
was like
chair at
5'2". Take her by the fucking shirt because she's not focused on you and rip her down. At least you or disarm
Grab the
her.
back of her shirt, literally just.
Yeah, but I
whip
don't
her
think
to-
anyone wants to be the one who has to fucking have a crazy bitch with a knife coming at them.
Well, that's
too.
the thing is you
Put her down.
don't, but
Doesn't
like
matter, man.
throw chairs. Like,
literally
the
throw
one
chairs.
Thing, the one thing I learned,
love
like,
throwing
if we're
chairs.
ever in an active shooter situation, they literally said like, okay, so let's say we're at a fucking movie theater. There's an active shooter. The second you see someone, just start throwing shit at them. Like it's very like the human body is not equipped to multitask. So once your instincts will just dodge instead of shoot.
Try telling that to my employer, dude.
Yeah, like that knifing video. I'm just surprised no one took out an M4A1 and fully clipped her with a 60 round. Like it would have taken 2 seconds. If that was in the States, it would have been done in like two seconds. Right? You got the red dot scope. She would have been lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. But you know, they don't have those rights there. Don't touch my guns.
Do you ever think about being put in a situation like that where it's like fight or flight? You just throughout the
All the
day,
time.
have you ever thought about that and it just comes up and then you start getting a little bit fired up?
Where do you fly to?
And then I just masturbate furiously in my work bathroom because I'm just so cranked up. I'm cranked up to shit. No, I think about that shit all the time.
Just kind of get
Well,
through your head.
what
would you do?
If I'm being honest, in most circumstances, not actively, but I'm always like mindful of like exits and shit. Like if I'm at a movie theater, like I make a
Yeah,
mental
I'm not
note
blocking them usually. For me.
for escaping. I'm always like, okay, this is an exit, and like, where am I sitting? Who's around me?
What kind of gun do I need to block this exit off
Okay,
to keep everyone
And I
in?
just look at my
I had my worst movie experience. This was like I was so fucking mortified. I'm not sure if I've already said it on the podcast. I don't think I did.
Lorax.
I was watching The Lorax with my great uncle, and he was jerking me off under the popcorn.
We went to Pizza and shot it up there.
Your fully loaded Glock under your seat.
I was watching X-Men.
Which one?
Damn, yeah, good question. Which one?
X2?
There's only one answer.
X2?
There's about 2 right answers to the question.
The Rise of Apocalypto.
Oh, you're talking
It was newer.
the arc,
yeah.
this new arc.
It was like
X-Men
2018.
Apocalypse,
Yeah, X-Men
I
Apocalypse.
didn't mind that one.
You're talking about phase 2, right?
Phase 2.
Yeah, phase 2 X-Men. Yeah.
So it was chill, and I sat down, and this was long before you would select your seats. You would just sit wherever the fuck you wanted. I sit down in the center, and it fills up because it was close to release date. Back when we went to movies on release date, and the guy beside me is just already talking to himself. It's off to a bad start already. Already, I'm a bit on edge. Thank
Color of hair.
This was before I didn't even look. Side of the eye only. Because I don't want to trigger him. But this was before I smoked weed. So like if I would have been there high, I would have actually had like a fucking panic attack. But luckily I was sober. And just the whole movie, this guy just, and then he would get really excited when like I think it was who's the Scarlet Witch or what the fucking Jean Cyclops girl
Jean Grey.
Whenever Jean Grey does something, he'd be like, and I'm like, holy fuck, this guy is either gonna cum his pants or slit my throat, and those are the only two options. And I was just sitting, the whole fucking movie is a blur because I was just sitting there going like this, and I just constantly checking my
Why
side
didn't you move?
because there was nowhere to go.
Checking
The
your
theater was
guard.
packed.
Checking your guard.
Go in the cripple spots in the front.
What am I gonna fuck? Are you fucking? Have you ever sat in a movie at the front? Just,
Yeah.
She just slit his throat.
take him
Just
out.
real quick.
Take him out.
Officer was preemptive. I thought it was self-defense.
Charge me.
Beginning of the movie, he just.
Yeah, that was awful. But you know what? Then you know the movie ended and he was fine. So then I'm just an asshole because the guy clearly had mental problems, and here I was concerned that he's gonna kill me. But
I
he
never think about that stuff. Like if I'm
really
no, like
because you're the guy.
I'm that guy. I am the guy. I am he, him. I am the guy.
I'm him.
I'm him. I never think about that stuff. Like
Like if there's a nuts guy beside you, you're unfazed.
I'm usually the nuts guy, right?
Yeah,
Generally.
I've gotten so tolerant with them living downtown Kitchener now. It's just like I see people talking to them by themselves, and I'm just like, he's probably having a great conversation.
I've had so many interactions with these homeless, like crazy nutcases, like downtown. Like I told you the story about my dad and the homeless guys, like just like treating them like, you know.
Like what? Like what?
No. Like
Treating him like what?
My like he'll ask for. I've told you guys. The guy will ask for money. And
As they all
my
do.
dad will be like, "Show me what you got.
Oh,
What can you do?
Holy fuck.
What can you do?"
Really?
Yeah, like every time he's calmed down now. Like he'll give him like a Nutri-Grain bar or like the worst, the crumbly ass Nature Valley
Nature
bars.
Valley.
Give you the shitty one. But no, like
what is your
Get the hell
dad?
outta here.
Does your dad go downtown with a pack of Nutri-Grain bars to each one?
What you got? You
What's
guys
your,
hungry?
What's your special? Oh, you can have half of this. And you gotta dance next.
no, it's like those videos of the
Oh, not doing too well. I'm opening it.
No.
There's only half a bar left.
those videos where you throw the shit in the water and all the fish come.
Holy.
My dad just opens a box of Nutri-Grain bars. They all come running.
He goes down to the encampment.
Yo, when you did that, I just pictured like Left 4 Dead when the fucking first swarm come at you. Your dad opens a box.
Who's the YouTuber that did it? Like 2014. It's like, was it Fusi too?
Probably.
No,
No, Vitali, probably Vitali.
Vitali. Yeah, it was Vitali. And
Probably
he's
has-
like, I bought all these turkeys for Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna give them up to the homeless. And then he's outside. He's like, please back up, because they're all swarming, and they're like, get in a fucking line. I'll give you. Now we're gonna give out the turkey. Get the fuck back. You ever seen that video?
Yeah, no, yes, I know exactly. The videos
like
he gets like I don't know if it was turkeys or like warm dinners or something
Yeah.
for like Thanksgiving, but it like goes
Good guy.
yeah, but it goes like crazy because I don't even like think homeless people. It was just like everybody like just started showing up and
Like 2,000 dinners.
yeah, and it was like hectic as
And they
fuck.
started swarming in on him.
And you could tell he was
back
panicking.
the fuck up. Form a line. And then you hear in the crowd, they're like, we're being civil, we're in a line. And he goes, back the fuck up, and it's playing
Don't
like
fucking touch me.
This wholesome music. It's playing this wholesome music, like.
I remember that. You could tell he was so
back the fuck up. No, that's what my dad used to do downtown. Bring his Nutri-Grain bars and give it out to the homeless. No, I've become kind of numb to that. Like, I don't know, like crackheads and stuff, making fun of them.
They took over Victoria Park.
What?
Yeah, you didn't see the little island?
hearing
The
that.
little island. They took
past.
over it. Yeah, they took over it, and there's nothing that can like. Yeah, they're just like.
They burn the bridge.
They-
build the bridge. This is our island.
This is ours now.
Yeah, they took over Victoria Park. Now they're. Sorry. Yeah, they took over Victoria Park. They have that little fucking area, their little tent city. They're just like stretching. They're soon gonna come to Waterloo.
You guys want to raid it on horseback in the night?
Yes.
You know what I'm surprised though?
Down.
Torch.
What would you get if you looted a homeless encampment? You would get 3 bottle caps. That's it. That's it.
Like it's in a mission in Assassin's Creed equivalency, probably like, I don't know, like 4 iron. I don't know, like a.
You'd
like
get drugs you don't
dirty
want.
cum
We'll go
rag.
down there with
Drugs
the
you don't
Coca-Cola.
want.
Yeah, drugs you don't want.
Double tap.
Burger Cool.
The best part with Tent City is that context. There's this little parking lot, little thing that was supposed to be a new development. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 30 meters by 30 meters. Yeah. And it was a development. And then I guess the first homeless person touched ground and realized no one was stopping him. So then he invited all his buddies. And now it's just like pretty much the equivalent of like any, like, it's like Skid Row. It's like a little Skid Row in like Venice or like Venice Beach right now.
Skid Row is fucked. I was actually watching a documentary.
Yeah,
about
that's
Row.
actually fucked.
Insane. But I mean, I guess like it's the same.
But Venice Beach is now like that.
Do?
But Venice Beach, and that's the thing. The homeless people, they just realized they're like at this
power
like,
numbers.
At this like, well, in this current like, I feel like era of what like the police aren't just going to go in there and sweep them out, like, or they're not going to just like force them out. They just realize they can't really do anything. They tried throwing an eviction notice on one of the light poles, and then like they just laughed at it, and then they just like didn't react. Yeah, so
called skid mark.
And the funny thing is like there was construction to be done at a certain date for that development, and it's been halted because of that. So like I'm pretty sure even the owner of that property can't even develop on it at this moment because of it, which is kind of fucked. Right? Imagine you had a lot, like a plot of land or a lot in KW, and homeless people just started like camping on it, and you're like, well, I gotta dig a hole for my foundation, and they're just like, we can't do anything, sir. They're there, and we can't move them. Like, you're stuck. Like,
what are you talking about, man? Excavator comes on Monday, bro. We're pouring footings on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Excavator comes on Monday.
Yeah, like literally
We're digging that hole. Oh well, we got
form it up.
Honestly, you go over there, you throw the Nutrigrain bars to the other lot. And
no, it's funny because like, what is there even an ethical way to remove them? Because like you could do it.
What did you say?
Fire squad with rubber bullets.
Squad
With rubber bullets.
That's a joke.
Enough trajectory to go through the tents, but not enough to cause too much harm.
Yeah, beanbag guns probably.
Yeah, that's the problem because they were all.
What about a giant net like in the cartoons?
Man catchers just sending the man.
You send in man tracker. He comes up on a horse. We're hunting them all down. That is a show I always wanted to be on. Was fucking Man Tracker. I could dust that fucking bitch. You're on a horse. You don't stand a chance.
What about Dog?
Dog doesn't. He's gonna fucking send his stupid ass fucking inbred son Cletus after me with a fucking paintball gun. I'll beat him to death with his own fucking paintball gun. That guy was fucking useless. What was his name? It was Cletus, wasn't it? Carlitos, whatever.
He sounds like a very inbred.
Oh, it was Dog, and then his son.
It was his dog. It was Dog, his wife.
Yeah,
and then
who was about
Dog the bounty hunter?
Yeah,
a dog.
I thought you meant a dog.
You were talking about a dog. I'm like, I don't think I'd. You know what? Against a dog.
Would you rather be chased by Dog or Man Tracker?
A dog.
Dog.
No, sorry, Man Tracker.
Oh yeah, Man Tracker. Dog.
Man Tracker. Dog.
You think Dog's got infinite resources?
Dogs are vicious, man.
Yeah.
No, Dog the bounty hunter.
Oh. Again?
I thought the same thing again.
Holy
you said a dog.
You said a dog.
You said a dog.
You said a dog, bro.
You said a dog.
Would you rather be chased by
dog.
Dog. The bounty hunter. Would you rather be chased by Dog the bounty hunter or Guy Fieri with an armada of food trucks?
Shit.
But no, so Man Tracker I could fucking bust down, but I don't know. I feel like even Dog is mid. But the criminals are stupid, so it makes sense.
And they're all like eviction notices.
Yeah. It
was
like
we got
low crime.
They're going to some like low income housing, and it's someone who hasn't paid rent, so he has to like repo his fucking
house.
His house. And the guy is like, I mean, Dog shows up with like 5 dudes in black and like 5 fucking lifted F-150s. So I guess you got to be intimidated by that. I don't know, a fucking army of guns, but you can't fire any of them.
No, he had paintball guns.
Oh, he had
that, yeah. They had paintball guns.
No, they didn't have paintball guns. They had BB guns. Wasn't it like BB guns or something?
Not sure.
They were spray painting.
Non-lethal, yeah. Whatever.
Spray painting the tips.
That'd be scary. I'm Dog. That is an insane show if you really think about it. They literally said, "Here you go. Here's a bunch of money. Go fucking catch low-level criminals." And he's like, "All right, bet."
That'd
be fun. I'd do it.
I don't even understand. I don't even understand the law behind it because I don't think they're they're almost like law-abiding citizens. Oh,
pretty close to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone call me. Answer on chat.
So no, it's my buddy. He's picking. He's picking up clothes in Kitchener, and he's like doesn't want to come to Kitchener, so he's like, can you drop it up? Can I drop it off at your place, and then I'll come, and then you can like bring it this weekend.
Dropping off the clothes you left at his place last week.
Yeah, that's a
When he blew his back out.
the whole fucking audience is clothes for drugs. What is he? What's he talking about? No, literally, it's clothes.
I'm rubbing the chair.
Yeah, but he just like lives an hour away, and he doesn't want to come here. He's just like, I'm seeing him this weekend, so he's just like, bring it. But yeah,
Cute.
yeah, he's getting some Fendi.
Really?
Yeah, and Burberry.
Burberry.
He's got a plug.
You got a plug for Fendi and Burberry.
Yeah,
Burberry.
comes
Isn't it
straight from
Rihanna?
China. That's where it's
Rihanna
coming
or no?
from.
What?
Isn't Fendi Rihanna?
No,
No.
it's Fenty.
Fenty.
Oh, Fenty.
Fenty is
Yeah.
that.
Fenty is also fentanyl.
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 Let's make a brand called
Should we do fentanyl? At what age do we do?
For a week?
Oh,
we
dude,
be-
I've been
should we
I've been
just
saying that for a
be
long
homeless?
time.
Just
I'm so close, man.
Let's go live in the encampment
Yeah.
for 1 week.
Drax.
okay. Dead ass. I actually thought about that. That would be a good video if we just
Kenny
went.
Spenny, who's gonna be
We
homeless.
pull up with like an XL 16-person tent with generators and mini fridges, and we have like armed security.
New show idea. Not Kenny versus Benny. Marcus versus Patrick.
No, the new show on thing is the
Boys versus boys.
Kings of the Encampment, and we go to the encampment and pull up in a Lambo.
Dude, what's the guy from Recess? King Bob.
Oh, King Bob.
Ends up becoming King Bob.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Hear ye.
But no, I actually already thought about that. When Marcus moves in, we're gonna do some like Marcus versus Patrick type shit.
King of the camp.
First one to use his hands loses. You go to work, you're like, sorry, I'm in a competition.
No. Best one. First one to step out of the house loses the mortgage.
No, first one. That's actually, you don't even want to win that. First one who steps out of the house gets the mortgage.
Yeah, gets the mortgage.
It's like, oh, sick. It's your problem now. Fucking hell.
How long do you think you could stay at home?
I've actually always wanted to try that. Like do like a streamathon.
Would you have
I
to?
would just stay. I'll sleep in this room.
You've mentioned that, but like to the full extent, you think you could go like 5 years without stepping outside?
No. I could probably do 1 month, and that would be very tough. But I think if the
What do you mean? 1 month is like COVID. We all did 1 month.
no. I'm talking not leave this house. You don't realize.
Wait.
that you, like,
No. Oh yeah. No. Go.
just not leaving.
If there's like a cash prize, I can push it. If there isn't, I don't know. Why would I want?
Yeah, there's no real incentive.
There is no incentive. You're right. But what I was
Can't wait
gonna
to stream Marcus sleeping.
go to. Oh come on.
Pinhole camera.
Yeah,
Wall.
it's already
What
ready.
The fuck's that? Oh, it's just. So I don't know.
The whole thing's gonna be a one Truman Show experience. I'm gonna have paid actors.
My ADHD is running, and I'm thinking, what was the longest you guys stayed at home during COVID? Because I brought that up earlier. Do you guys remember the actual like time span without like stepping outside?
Okay, staying at home meaning within the enclosure of
Like
your
literally
property? In the
not
house.
even like, yeah. Was it like, were you like less than 24 hours? Like you always made it to go outside and walk?
4 hours probably, like less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 8
I
hours.
don't think I
maybe.
stayed inside. I
Maybe
was
like
never.
2 days.
I think I went like 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Insane, man.
I literally think I went like 2 weeks without like actually physically leaving my home.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I think the 1 week, well, cheating, because like half of, well, actually longer than 2 weeks because I had COVID. I was like one of the first COVID guys. So I was stuck.
Oh, it was you.
I was stuck.
He was literally patient zero.
I was
was
patient.
you.
I was like literally patient zero with like all our friends. Like literally I was the first test subject.
I
But
think you were gonna die.
no. But I think actually, no, 2 weeks, no way. It was longer than that. I think I went 3 weeks without stepping outside. Yeah, like literally, I remember my car. The reason I remember that was because my car was like, I wanted to drive. No, it wasn't fucked. I just wanted to drive, but I was like, man, I haven't driven my car in like 3 weeks. I was like, I think that was like one of my memories. So that means I didn't step outside, like not even for fresh air. I literally was just inside playing NBA
You were in that
2K20, working on my player to get him to a 99. And I was like just playing a shit ton of career mode, 40-minute matches.
Averaging what, 130 points?
Oh, 130 points. Depends on the badge I was working on. But yeah, like my player was fucking sick.
I always do want to play my player again. It's fun.
That was the only
Simulation.
I told myself that would be the only time I maxed out because like to actually max out your my player is so dude. It was like the only reason was because of COVID because like no one was working, everyone was inside. Literally, I had the time to spend 3, 4, 5 hours a day, probably more than that, way more than that, of just like grinding. Because like after that like COVID like lesson and we could go out and like do stuff, I got 2K21 and I was like, I'm gonna do it again. Played like 2 40-minute matches. I was like, how the fuck does anyone do this? And I just gave up. I was like, fuck that shit. Not fucking about that life.
It is exhausting.
But
Trying to think of what other shit, like, what would you do if theoretically you like, what would your workaround be if you couldn't leave the house? Like if you had to, would you just like order your groceries in, Uber Eats?
Yeah.
How would you work out? Body weight?
Instacart, you're set.
I guess, yeah.
Crunches, you're set.
Should do a
Windows,
challenge. Not leaving my house ever again challenge.
Yo, I could not, man. I physically couldn't. I can barely do 6 hours on a couch or on a computer without like thinking I'm a piece of shit and I have to go do something.
You two will do the same time period. You two do stay in your house challenge. Me and Erik will do you can't enter your house challenge.
Dude, so easy, man. So easy, man. I could live in a fucking forest.
Just
Like
like
a
you
forest?
could do
Throw
that.
Throw me down on a pile of fucking wood chips and I'd survive.
Me and you go be
I'd
less
start
Stroud.
eating-
We'll be a Survivor Man out in the woods.
You know, from
We should
a
film
little
a
camcorder.
Survivor Man type series.
Yeah, I wouldn't know you guys would be filming, and then like one night you would come into the forest and be like, "Let's find Erik," and then you'd have your camera set up, drilled into the trees, and then I would just start eating, grab a squirrel like this, eat it alive, and I'd look like Smeagol from fucking.
No, we'd try and find you. We're walking, all of a sudden one of those little. We're upside down in the forest.
Eric's already gone feral.
this is all happening.
No, you guys capture me, and I'm. You're like, Erik, it's okay, it's us.
You can come back. You can come back.
My gosh, Patrick.
Put a PlayStation under a box with one of those the stick, and you pull the stick. And
get caught.
Or what's the Xbox boot up noise?
Technology.
How long do you think you can live in the woods?
Like 6 hours.
Really?
No.
I could do a while.
Depends what you leave me in there with.
Yeah.
The problem is food.
Yeah,
What's the incentive?
I don't know how.
survive.
Internet points.
As long as
Reddit front page.
leave me with some water. Leave me with some water and maybe. If I could do some research on where I'm staying and find out the indigenous fauna of where I'm staying,
You're thinking survive, man.
I'd be able to make it work. And give me like enough water for the
And I
time
can at
being.
least go 3 days.
Water.
How many characters do you think you? Because you would go like full fucking
Manic?
like what's the movie Castaway? You do a full
The characters
Castaway.
will be talking to each other.
Yeah. Like you'd be like the tree would be your friend because there's no way you'd have to socialize.
The trees are our friend.
Yeah.
They're always.
You
I-
would
it
do the
wouldn't-
same
it
thing.
wouldn't-
Oh, absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
wouldn't take me long with that. Yeah, I would go insane. I would.
Yeah.
Maybe not insane, but I would have to do that. Like,
Oh, you
but it's
just
a defense.
compensate,
That's a
yeah.
defense mechanism for like your psyche. Like, because at the end of that movie Castaway, didn't he revert kind of back to his normal self? Obviously, with a little bit of weirdness, but like he got saved, and then he kind of like he wasn't talking to trees anymore. He wasn't talking behind his back anymore.
How frail is the human mind? How many weeks of isolation do you think until you go just snap?
How long-
and go,
yeah,
"Oh,
how long
Isolation,
before-
that's
yeah.
way worse.
Before you break, before you snap.
Well, isolation could be in the forest, just so no one around. Just you in a tent,
I think it's different. Depends on like what,
self-induced.
even when I was a kid, there was once my the sister went to university, I was alone a lot at home.
You were only child simulation.
And yeah, and I definitely got to a point where I was super comfortable just walking around, not like talking to myself, but like singing out loud, talking out loud, thinking out loud, like just so comfortable with it.
Yeah.
There would just be hours where it's just me in the house and just be like, whatever.
Yeah, that's when I make TikToks.
I still talk to myself, man,
all
all the time. It's
All
fun.
the time. I'll just go into it like so.
That's
I'll
actually
just walk away.
okay. How often when you're driving do you just go like full degen? Like there will be times where I'm driving, I'm like, yeah, and like I'll lose myself in like it's a 15-minute drive.
Really?
And all of a sudden I get to my destination, I'm just like,
I'd be sitting outside of my
Really?
destination.
Oh,
house
yeah.
going,
Give me the look that you don't do that.
Okay, time
yeah.
going.
I don't.
do that
I
all.
don't do that.
I talk to
I'll
myself
talk,
a
yeah, I'll
lot.
do voices. I'll do voices. and
I
that
talk
kind
to
of
myself
shit.
a lot. I'll have conversations with myself, but like,
That's oh, me too.
but I don't fucking go.
I'll just make like weird noises.
Really? What?
Yeah,
problem is
that's
you
why-
guys
that's
are
why
going-
Pat and I are such good friends.
You guys are going full retard. is the
Always
problem.
full retard. No, like full retard.
Fucking losers, dorks.
Talking to yourselves, head
Fucking-
ass. Yeah, I'd be making noises. I'd be like, I don't even know. It's weird.
When I was a kid, man, I used to play with my action figures on the couch. I don't know how you guys would play with your action figures or whatever.
Put 'em
I
in
would.
my ass.
Oh,
Get up there. I would kneel in front of my couch, either upstairs or in wherever, and then I would just play with my action figure and like lay a scene out, like a scenario.
Yeah.
And
Everyone
then-
did that.
Right, or on the stairs or whatever.
It's called imagination.
It's called imagination. It's something I was very full of, and I would play, and I would always like the sound effects and the noises, and like I was always big into like commentating over them.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like, I guess that's maybe where it stems from. And also, I had like zero parental supervision of what I watched when I was a kid. So my dad was letting me watch like Friday the 13th.
Oh,
when
yeah,
I was
I
like
watched all that
5
shit.
years old. Like I was watching Dexter in like fucking 5th grade. I remember downloading it and then
in
giving
5th grade.
in 5th grade, and giving on a USB to my buddy. I don't think I ever got that USB back, but first season of Dexter in the 5th grade.
That guy just went,
Meanwhile, everyone going home watching Timmy Turner.
Fuck yeah.
I still would, but then in the evening I would.
It's such a millennial thing. Grade 5 USBs, eh? You weren't
Yeah,
ripping ripping CDs.
Yeah.
That's what I was in grade 4. I was ripping CDs.
I had the CD burner in my home.
I didn't have a fuck. I remember, and when I was like in grade 1, that was like just on the cusp of learning how to rip floppy disks, but it was like out of it was.
Grade 1, you were ripping floppy disks.
I wasn't ripping floppy
No,
disks.
no.
I was learning. I was watching my sister
Yep.
rip floppy disks, but right when I got to like grade 2 and 3 and I started learning more about computers, like floppy disks were pretty much dead, and it was like CDs.
Fuck, I should buy a couple of floppy disks. They're like for the aesthetic. They're kind of sick.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
we got a game. We got a game, and it was like on floppy disk, and you had to like put them each individually, like
What do you mean?
to like load it or whatever.
Oh, like level 1, then you take it out and you're
yeah, like shit like that. Yeah, it was fucking. That's like a very gray era of like memory, because I was like, I was in kindergarten, like just on the cusp
That
of
was
grade 1.
before me.
Yeah, because you're a millennial.
we're millennial. We're all-
Apparent, technically, I'm not a
No, you're a Gen Z. My bad. Yeah, you're right.
Z.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
Gen Z.
Gen Z, yeah.
That's why you were playing with USBs.
But
I had-
in my foreskin.
No,
I definitely never touched a floppy disk.
You never touched one before either.
my dad had a bunch of the floppy disks, and remember the old little small disks, not for GameCube, but they were small disks.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like normal computers.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I had those.
Those are fucking weird.
Yeah, I
Really
never.
dumb for what?
Because they would go in the same
Rather.
slot, but it always felt wrong.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's like the micro penis.
I kinda- I
Yeah,
guess-
it was
like
a
it-
micro piece of the CD world.
Like the computer didn't like it. It's too small. You know. I just know it didn't like it.
it was
Like
only
throwing
for,
a hot dog down a hallway.
Yeah. Transition.
position.
You guys ever try to put your penis in the disk drive?
Yes.
in the hole in the disc, like
the
the
USB.
middle
Yeah.
hole. Yeah, I did.
Did you ever get that random script passed down to your USB in like middle school that just opens and closes the CD drive over and over again?
No.
It was like a weird like README file, and if you opened it, you would like put it on someone's computer when they're not looking, and then you would click on it, and it would just go.
That's pretty good.
Elite hacker back in the day. Elite. There was always like weird. Did you guys have the screen destroyer? Where it was like you had like 8 guns and it would just destroy your screen. You could like shoot your desktop.
No, but I had a magnet
Did you?
Oh, you did that? I feel bad.
just to one of these TVs.
Oh, no, you did that?
No, it was like an old. It might have been our main.
evil.
TV. It didn't like break.
It was our main.
It just made like a fuzzy spot.
Could you imagine? Like,
I think I did that too.
really? You
Yeah.
magneted your TV?
Yeah, with like you remember those like 2 oval looking magnets that were like.
Oh yes.
Oh,
I have that.
man.
Yes.
Yeah, those
Yes.
ones from the dollar store. I remember there came a time where we were transitioning to what's it called, plasma or whatever you want to call it, LCD, and we knew we were getting rid of this one. So like when we were doing the transition, I was like, I have to do the magnet thing. So like I turned on the TV and I did and I started like fucking with it, and it was like getting all fuzzy and weird looking, and it was making cool designs. And then I was like, whatever, because it was going in the garbage. They weren't gonna sell it or give it away. It was going right to the garbage. So like I just like made the most out of it. It was fun.
It's fucking wild.
Oh, I never did. I had those oval magnets though.
Yeah, those are
Those
satisfying.
they were all the rage when I was.
Did you ever fucking pinch yourself with them?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh, what the fuck?
Or
Oh,
make
yeah,
your
yeah.
earrings,
Shit.
Put them on your ears.
Oh, yeah.
earrings.
Or what I hated was when they like started breaking and you'd like cut yourself almost. Do you remember when they would
I
get?
never use them that much.
I used them so much that they started flaking off and breaking, and then like the smoothness,
What?
and
What do you use them
then
for?
like just like tossing around.
Honest, they kind of
Well, like, I would
Clip
always-
your foreskin.
Yeah, well, I've done that too.
yeah to shut it like a Ziploc.
No, but like I remember it would always just drop. It would always,
Staple your foreskin.
but yeah, and then yeah, I used to do that.
I saw that
That's
one
a good.
time.
That's a good idea to sneak like drugs into a festival. You put one inside your foreskin, with a dime bag, and then you pull one on the outside, and, ding, and they stick together.
Oh, it's so unsanitary. Man.
I was so down.
So unsanitary,
I
man.
can't do it. I don't have a foreskin.
Unhealthy, dude. It's not clean.
There was a porno I saw that was like, it was like back when I would just scroll like weird porn like through everything, and I was down like the BDSM rabbit hole, and there was one video I watched where this chick like stapled a dude's foreskin shut, and I was like, oh, that's fucking. Imagine getting hard and it just like rips it, or maybe you just don't get hard anymore.
You just don't get hurt anymore.
Your body's like, nah, B, not again. What's the most fucked up porn you ever seen? And we'll end it there. 'Cause I know everyone's seen some fucked up shit. Did you ever see one where the guy puts his whole head up the vagina?
Yeah, I think that
That's
has
made
to
its
be
rounds.
fake.
That-
That has to be.
You've seen the horse one, right? What's it called again?
One man, one horse.
No, is that what
Oh,
it is?
Mr. Hands? Mr. Hands?
Mr. Hands, yeah.
I never saw Mr. So he gets fucked by the horse, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Mr.
what it
Hands.
is?
think I've
Mr.
seen-
Hands
I don't know if I
and-
saw the one, but I've seen one.
Mr. Hands, and then obviously the if I'm feeling lucky, what is it? Kids in a Sandbox.
Two kids
I've never
one
seen that
sandbox.
one.
Yeah, that's the one with the dildo
Sounding.
up the dick.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, or what do they call it?
Dildo sounding?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, dildo sounding or whatever it is. And then I saw like
That's
the two girls, one
As
cup.
far as I remember, it was probably like that.
Yeah,
That's a big sound.
two girls, one cup. BME Pain Olympics. Like
Which was proven to be fake.
was it act?
It
No.
was fake. It was fake.
What?
Yeah, Olympics was fake. Yeah.
You're telling me my whole childhood is fake?
Yes.
You're telling me my whole childhood is fake. But two girls, one cup is
It was
real.
real. It was real. Yeah.
Ugh. I was out.
Good thing.
Next thing you're
My
gonna tell me
parents
is
saw Two Girls, One
WWE's
Cup.
fake.
Hey, did you was
My
like
parents saw Two Girls, One Cup.
What?
Like I don't know why.
What, did you watch it with them on the couch?
I would
watching
expect
it.
nothing less.
Me and my
Wait.
sister were watching it in the family room. We were just like, "What the fuck?" And my dad's like, "What are you guys watching?"
No
We're like,
way.
Okay, if you want to see,
I would never.
I would never. My
Ne-
dad would have fucking deleted my internet access
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
My dad would have deleted me, bro.
Yeah, holy
There was a
fuck.
moment in time of my entire family sitting in the living room, out of like this around a laptop, just watching Two Girls, One Cup.
That's insane.
Singing Kumbaya after, dude.
That's
No,
the
we
thumbnail.
we
His dad
created
goes, you know what, I'll be right back. And he just takes your mom to the bedroom.
So are we gonna get a group? Do you have a group photo with your family so we can use that as a thumbnail?
Yeah. Marcus's family watching Girls One Cup.
Holy
That's
fuck.
insane. And what was the review? Your dad's like, I've
No,
seen
it was very.
Your dad was like, I've done
It
worse with your
wasn't
mother.
like they sat and watched the whole thing. It's like we were watching it and they popped their heads in and were like, "What the fuck is this? Why? What the hell? Like, look at
Nuts.
it." And then it just kind of went away.
No, I would have been fucking mortified.
What grade was that?
For me, it was like 6 or 5. So you would have been like a bit young.
You guys were in high school, right?
No, 6 or 5.
That doesn't
Because it
make-
existed before.
Yeah, it
but
wasn't-
it came out.
You saw it only in high school?
No, I saw it in. I'm pretty sure I saw it in grade like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But like you're like 2002, so like doesn't make sense.
Eric was actually produced on the set of Two Girls One
I
Cup.
was actually born in 2008.
I was just gonna make the joke. Like, I don't know what camera I had, but yeah, that was one of the first films I made.
Yeah.
Dude, it's fucked, man. Like, all those videos were so fucked. But then it begs the question, like, how much more fucked up porn is just on Pornhub? We should just do it. We'll censor it.
Kids don't have that fucked up shit anymore, eh? Like you wouldn't.
Sure, it must be there, and it must be 4K. We just don't go on the
That's
website.
excited.
The perverse
don't
family.
go on
The
the
perverse
website.
family. The perverse family.
Oh yeah,
That's the new
true.
one.
That's
What is?
The perverse family.
Yeah.
Is it on TikTok or something?
It went
Doesn't
viral
count- it doesn't-
on Twitter. And
What is
they-
this?
You haven't seen the perverse family?
No.
Watch it and give
show
us your
you.
live reaction. Pull up your phone.
Fuck off.
Do it. Come on, for the pod.
No.
You have to watch the perverse family.
What is this?
I don't even, what was some of the fucked up shit they did?
I don't remember.
It was like some weird sounding.
It's so much overload that I can't remember one specific thing.
Yeah, but it's bad. It's bad.
There's definitely.
But there's like
some
new
sort
age
of,
like TikTok kids are like
Yeah, this is
are
like,
like
this is the
this is
new
like they're doing like
threshold.
my reaction to watching
The perverse family.
and then it's just like Oh, cool.
I don't even. Yeah, what's some of the fucked up shit?
I don't know. There's
bizarre.
definitely like a what do you call it? Prolapsed anus.
Yeah, prolapsed anus.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Somewhere there's somebody.
Oh yeah,
Sucking
up a prolapsed anus. Yeah.
That's like you ever go crawl through. You ever?
Can we crawl through?
You ever crawl through? You ever go through eFucked? I think I've gotten you boys on an
Must
eFuck
have.
train. They're always so
Maybe,
good.
yeah.
It's a funny website. It's like parody porn, but like you see like the
I
funniest
always
shit.
felt bad watching eFucked.
No, I didn't.
It just like
It is
like the one,
okay.
the
You're
one
right.
where they just like roast the women. I'm like, oh, this
There is
I
I
couldn't even laugh at it. Like it's
there,
just sad.
there is really like you can like you're right. Like if there's like 10 items, maybe only 2 are truly funny.
Yeah.
3 are cruel. The other 5 are actually fucked.
Yeah.
Like it's but usually like you always have to find like the hidden gem.
What was eFucked a porn website or was it just
No,
like
it's literally like the
Like a parody of the
it's
porn industry.
Not even the parody. It's like parodies, like funny shit from like porn videos or
Oh,
like
okay.
sexual videos. Like there was one. The last one I watched was cam girls getting swatted. Yeah. So you know what swatting is, right?
Yeah, where
yeah.
The FBI comes in.
Yeah, someone calls in. So guys would go on cam shows and they would swat those girls, and then literally full like teams would just bust into the door while this girl's just like trying to make her coin off the fucking like on cams or something. And it's just like there was some good ones, and those are the videos that I like watch. I don't watch like the one where it's like weird gross stripper gets fucked by like 10 guys in the back of alley. It's like no, that like. I don't care if they're laughing. It's just because they're laughing doesn't mean it's funny.
He's got to say.
He's like, oh, I know what video you're talking about.
Sometimes you get the funny ones where like they're like cosplay, like Game of Thrones cosplay.
Oh yeah,
Daenerys, and you always see the Daenerys.
yeah, Daenerys.
Have you ever watched
Targaryen.
cosplay porn?
I'll probably watch the Daenerys
Like
one.
for
'cause she's hot. She's hot.
For comedy, I think for comedy. Like,
It's like she's
comedic
always wearing
fam.
like wearing like the fakest blonde wig ever. It's like falling
it's
off.
funny, but it's also there's people that will like search that and jerk off to that.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You know nothing, all Jon Snow.
It's kind of funny. But no, yeah, that was.
Take the black, Jon Snow. Live out your days on.
But
Like that, it's Valerian Steel.
oh,
That's my porn star name, Valerian Steel.
Valerian Steel. Oh.
this is going all over your head right now because you.
Yeah, I know like vague shit.
I
know
can't
vague
believe
shit.
you haven't seen
You got to sit down. You don't have enough. You don't have
I'm
enough.
watching
You don't have
House of
enough
Dragon
Game
now.
of Thrones merch in your room. You got to go
Yeah.
watch all 6
I'm on
seasons
that.
and then fill this place up with posters again.
all 6 seasons.
I can't
because
be
you're
fucked.
a true fan. You don't.
Yeah,
watch
you don't.
last.
You don't watch 7 and 8. Who the fuck watches 7 and 8?
7, 8.
Is it actually that bad?
Yeah, it's
I just-
like one of the greatest shows of all time, and then just like, oh, okay, they fumbled a little. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's
Really?
ruined
I like how you caught that. That was subtle as hell.
Yeah. Because anybody who like is a fan will detest the last. The 7th was
Is
mid,
okay. Is
but the
okay.
8th you'll detest it.
The,
Like
the last 2 episodes of the 6th season are like
The
9.9s out of 10.
Yeah,
they're
like-
like just you're like, oh,
They like
execution.
every second of those like last 2
the
episodes,
music, the shots, the fucking
Yeah.
like what is happening, everything is like just
like 10 out of 10.
chef's kiss. And then season 7 just like is
Did they change directors or they just fucked up?
No, so what happened was
sped through it.
no, yeah, the directors they got the contract for Star Wars, and then they decided like
not the directors, the writers. Like,
no, the directors,
they
the
weren't
directors,
They're like the showrunners.
the showrunners.
or whatever
They've
you,
directed some of them.
Yeah, they
some
whatever you
episodes,
want to call it,
but,
the
like, yeah.
2 brothers, and then they decided they got the huge fat contract for Star Wars because Disney threw the fucking bag on the table and they said nah. So they sped through it, ruined the fucking greatest show. That could have been the greatest show of all time. And then what's funny is that then they got kicked off of doing Star Wars. They never ended up doing Star Wars, yeah. So they fumbled the bag and fumbled it again. But it was it could have been the greatest show of all time. But
The first 4 seasons were like fantastic, and then 5 was good. 6 was good.
I really like
really, I thought it progressed.
great, yeah.
I thought 1 and 2 great, 2 and 3 and 4. I already know the episode of in season 3 everyone's gonna think about, which is like the big shock and awe. And then 4 it was good, but 5 and 6 I'm with Marcus. They were like fucking goated, dude. Those were like where the show was going was like fucking grabbed. Like,
because the budget every season got ramped up. So then they started focusing. They focused a lot on the action in 5 and 6. So a lot of the action was really good. A lot of the battle sequence in season 5, I think it was like, there was always like one big battle or one big and like half a big battle in all the other seasons. And then in season 5 and 6, they got ramped up to like high budget per episode. 6 and 7 and 8 got like 100 million for each season. So every episode
like
was just crazy.
7 or 8 episodes instead of 10.
Right.
And then the last season had like 6 or 5.
So they went
It
from
was like
low budget,
four.
great writing, to like high budget, good writing,
Oh,
to
yeah.
high
The-
budget, incredibly.
The other thing we're not taking into account is up till season 6, they were going off the books. Then he hasn't finished those books.
Yeah.
So he told them the info, but they basically kind of guessed the last
Okay,
two
we get what
seasons.
you're saying, but we got
And the
100 million
writing,
in the bank,
writing,
so-
the good writing in the show comes from the mind of the book writer.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he writes snappy dialogue. So then when they had to kind of make up their own, they're like mimicking it, but it's not as good. And like the story arcs, like this guy's like a fucking savant, and they just kind of guess.
he's still working on like the fucking one book. It's been like,
he has 2 books to go, and it's been like an 11-year gap. I think.
yeah,
What?
like
It's like
when the
Hunter.
yeah, when the show was still running, like back in like 2015 and 16, they're like, is this book gonna come out? They're like, yeah, probably in 2 more years. We're like fucking 2022 now.
Have you read the books?
No, but I would like to.
I've done 1 and 2, but then the show just kind of overtook, and then the show was really good,
Yeah, I like watching it.
and
Everyone will always say the book is better. That's
And
just, you can put more detail.
I will
into it.
say this is that just recently I had watched like season 1 through. I'm on season 8 now, and I'm on like
You've been
episode
silently rewatching Game of Thrones in the background.
silently just rewatching. And then I'm on like season 3, episode 8, and I just have no desire to watch the rest.
Nate, episode
Because
3.
it's like, it was just so mid. I mean, even the big battle that they were having, it was mid.
That pissed
So
me off.
dark.
Dude, so dark. I remember
Like,
like
lighting, like it's just hard to
dude,
see.
it was
Sometimes.
like actually like people, like the only people that had a good time watching it were people that had 8K TVs at full brightness. Like literally, it's like I had no, like in the suburbs, like I had no issue. Like my 8K fucking Sony fucking
OLED.
my OLED, yeah, $8,000 TV with full brightness was perfectly fine. Here I'm sitting with my 28-inch monitor, like fucking LCD, like watching a rip that's like 720p, like being like,
same.
fuck, I can't
must be watching a rip.
fucking see shit. Like you'd see like you'd see fire come out of nowhere and you're like, oh, I can see shit again. Then it would disappear and you're like, oh, I can't see shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Did
But-
you wait? So when you guys watched, did you guys watch like shitty rips, like 720p?
Yeah, I didn't have HBO.
Yeah.
Oh, back then.
I watched
Still don't have.
I watched it all, came back from school, and then I fucking had my big neat phase where I didn't fucking leave my house and I crushed like all of Game of Thrones in like a week.
Wow.
Like the first 4 seasons, and then I was caught up for 5 and 6, and then I just followed it through. But then, yeah, the House of Dragons, I'm behind 2 episodes.
I'm on 4. I haven't watched 4 yet.
Yeah, I got to get back on that. I'll probably do that tonight. I'll probably like smoke a joint and just eat some food and crush the next 2 episodes.
Hey, relax. I guess we can call it there.
Is he gonna position us out here?
Want to hit a finalization?
Arf. Arf. Arf.
Arf.
Arf.
Nothing.
Dogs will never
He
bark when they.
always speaks at night, but he never speaks when he's on camera. I swear.
Mute. All right. Give us a lick. Oh, good job. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of
Sponsored by
sponsored
HBO.
by My
Typing.
Cock.
I want to get so big that we actually get our fucking pods taken down because of copyright.
I know. Talking about Game of Thrones.
That's like that's when you know you made it. When all sound is ripped off of a
or
video.
just cut.
Because-
Yeah. Just by going. Dun, 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 dun. It's like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
literally.
Is that really how that works?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Later.